What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the ultimate baits to put in your pond hopping tackle box. The first baits we're going to be doing are baits on the bottom of the water column. These baits are going to be like your soft plastic worm or your soft creature baits. You're going to want to use these when it's hot outside and the bass are lazy. You want to use the creature baits when it's like spawn, and they look big and intimidating when the bass are on their beds and they get mad and they want to eat these.
What happens is when the bass see that, they essentially have what's called a reaction strike, and that's where if the bait comes across one too many times, the bass will get annoyed off by that creature that's in its zone, and it'll go after it, attacking it, just getting you an extra fish for that day. The next section we're going to talk about is midwater. To start, let's talk about the crankbait. The crankbait is the basic bait used by all fishermen. This bait is not used for weeded areas and is very bad because of the treble hooks. They will hook anything if you get them in there. Middle bait, also, when you would want to use these when it's a lower pressure system outside, maybe a little cooler, not hot but not cold, maybe in the middle. This is when the bass are the most active and they're looking to crush anything that moves in the water. So, crankbaits versus swim baits. Swim baits, you cast out and they'll sink and they'll swim back to you at a certain depth. These, they'll flow down the top, and when you reel, this lip causes them to dive down deeper into the water. So they vary from anywhere from about 4 feet anywhere down to 25 feet. So you got to be careful when choosing it. So the smaller the lip on a crankbait, the shallower it will dive, and the bigger the lip, the deeper it will dive. The next baits are the rooster tail and the spinner bait. These are very good because when you reel these through the water, these act as scales, and when they turn, they create like flashes off the sunlight, and the fish will see these and think it's a real fish with real scales, and they'll come after it if they see it. This is very great when it's also cooler outside, especially before pre-spawn season for bass. This is one of my favorite baits to use. And let's go on to the next section.
Those are also really good in weeded conditions because they don't get many weeds. The last third water column we're going to be talking about is top water. These baits are good to use around structure like docks and in shallow water, and best used in the morning or late evening hours when the bass are hungry and ready to eat. The first one we're going to be talking about is the popper. This one, what you do is you give it light plops and it makes a popping sound which attracts the bass.
The second type of bait we're going to be talking about is this one. You can call it either a walker or whopper plopper. But what happens is when you cast out, you just reel in. There's nothing special. And this is going to spin really fast, and it's going to make a twink, 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 and it's going to make many like tiny pops in the water. You don't want to reel it really fast, but at the same time, you don't want to really make it reel really slow. And this is a really great bait to use during spawning season.
The next bait is the frog. This one essentially does what the others do, but you walk it along the ground, and this one is good to use like next to lily pads and stuff like that because it's weedless, because the hooks are inside of it. But when you get this one, you want to really set the hook really hard so that you expose the hooks. First fish of the day, let's get back to fishing. We caught something unusual, a catfish. We don't catch these much, but it's a big one. We also caught something else unusual, so if you want to see what that is, go to the shorts, and we're making a full video soon, so stay tuned. Something pretty weird we caught earlier. You're gonna cut all this out. No way. You got one? He's a little guy.
So third fish of the day already. That was 3 fish in about 5 minutes.